She was a small woman in a simple white sari with blue borders, walking barefoot on the broken sidewalks of Calcutta. She carried no riches. She made no speeches. Yet people paused when they saw her, not out of fear, not out of fame, but because something about her made them feel seen and loved. Her name was Teresa. The world would come to call her Mother Teresa, and eventually, Saint Teresa of Calcutta. But to the poor, the forgotten, the dying, she was simply Ma. She was born in 1910 in Skopje, a small town that now belongs to North Macedonia. Her family was devoutly Catholic. From a young age, Teresa was drawn to prayer, to the stories of missionaries, and to serving those in need. At just 12 years old, she felt the first stirrings of a call in her heart. By the age of 18, that call became irresistible. She left everything behind, her mother, her siblings, her home, and joined the Sisters of Loreto in Ireland to become a missionary. It was not an easy path. She had to learn English, adapt to a new culture, and train for a life of simplicity and obedience. Eventually, she was sent to India, where she became a teacher at St. Mary's School in Calcutta. She taught with kindness. She was loved by her students. But her heart ached every time she looked out the window and saw people dying in the streets, unnoticed, unwanted, unloved. And then, in 1946, something changed. While riding a train to Darjeeling for a retreat, she experienced what she later described as a call within the call. She felt Jesus speaking directly to her heart. Come, be my light. Serve the poorest of the poor. Bring them to me. It was terrifying. Leaving the safety of the convent, stepping into the chaos of the slums. Alone, with nothing but her faith. But she obeyed. She exchanged her habit for a white sari with blue stripes, simple, affordable, and easy to wash. She left the convent and began walking the streets. She found the dying, the lepers, the abandoned. She bathed them, clothed them, held their hands, and whispered to them, "You are not alone, you are loved." There was no organization, no structure, no fame, just one woman, with a fierce heart and unshakable faith. She begged for food, not for herself but for others. She slept on the floor. She ate what the poor ate. She lived how they lived. She said, "I see Jesus in every person I serve. I touch his wounds in the wounds of the poor." And slowly people began to notice. Young women joined her. They formed the Missionaries of Charity, a religious order devoted to serving the poorest of the poor. It wasn't easy. She faced criticism even from within the church. People accused her of romanticizing suffering. They questioned her methods. They questioned her faith. But she never answered with anger. She answered with love. She once said, "People may accuse you of bad motives. Love them anyway. Do good anyway. In the end, it is between you and God. It was never between you and them anyway." She picked up those others avoided. One day, she found a man dying of hunger, left on the side of a road. She carried him herself, fed him, gave him water. Before he died, he looked into her eyes and said, "I lived like a dog, but I will die, like an angel because of you." That's what she gave people, not just food or medicine or shelter. She gave them dignity. The world began to pay attention. Television crews came, reporters followed her. In 1979, she received the Nobel Peace Prize. But when asked what she wanted to wear to the ceremony, she said, "My sari is enough." She walked up to the microphone and used her moment to speak not about politics, but about love, about the unborn, the forgotten, the unwanted. And she said something unforgettable. "If you want to change the world, go home and love your family." She continued her mission until the very end. Even as her health declined, she remained at the service of the poor. She died in 1997, but her legacy lives on in thousands of sisters, hundreds of missions, and millions of lives touched by her example. Her secret? She once said, "Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love." That was her life, not loud, not grand, but radiant in its simplicity, holy in its humility. And today her story reminds us, you don't need fame to change lives. You don't need wealth to heal hearts. All you need is love, and the courage to give it without asking for anything in return. So maybe today, start with a smile, a kind word, a prayer whispered in the quiet. That might be the most powerful thing you do. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to Faith Light Stories. Every week we share the lives of saints and people of faith, real stories that remind us what it means to love like Christ. Thank you for listening. May God bless you abundantly.